Honda CRZ. You don't see many of these here yet. Ow, fucking hit my leg here. Shit. Well, this is a 2011 Honda CRZ with only 6,000 miles. Let's give this one a good start up. It is a hybrid, so you're not going to hear a crank. Well, first and foremost, this is a very attractive car, in my opinion. And look at that instrument cluster, it looks beautiful. All the blue lighting, I love blue lighting. Buttons, followed through with blue lighting, I love that. Well, let's get around and critique the interior. The entire dashboard, the entire thing is hard to the touch, sadly. Even this area down below. One thing I really am not a fan of right now, which I immediately noticed, is how they followed the textured plastic look here into the radio. And it's that General Motors style textured plastic, which I have never been a fan of. I just don't like that. Obviously this one has in-dash CD, volume controls. Buttons feel pretty good, they feel very sturdy. They don't feel that cheap. The hazards are above. And here's a little storage area here. It doesn't stay up. I don't know if that's the intention. And here's this chrome trim here. Doesn't look too bad right now. And the only thing is, it's going to be a fingerprint magnet. It will get ugly, so you gotta constantly polish this. You have some USB, power outlet, storage areas, and the cup holders. Lots of storage areas in there. I sat in one of these at the auto show, and for some reason the car felt a lot smaller. But yeah, this car has a CVT transmission. These cars do offer a manual gearbox, so that ought to be a very fun car to drive. These trim pieces here, everything is tightly finished. It's not like you can easily pull it off, except for this trim piece here, which seems to lift up a little bit, but you really can't get to it. There's an aux jack, e-brake, and a cup holder here. Sadly, there's no armrest. Would have been at least somewhat pleasant to have an armrest over here, but then it would probably bother the cup holder here, so maybe that's why they didn't include it. Here's the glove compartment. It looks small, but once you really look in, it is rather deep, and you can fit quite a few things in there. Here's the steering wheel. It's very thick. I really love that. And we can see the exposed stitching. They used some blue stitching. I really love that. It really matches the instrument cluster. Well, you do have some radio controls, hands-free controls, information, cruise control, and you also do have some paddle shifters here, so it's not too bad. And you do have some modes here to adjust the driving dynamics of the car. Sport mode, likely to make the car more sporty to drive, probably deliver more power, and an eco mode to likely save fuel. Traction control, kilometers, power mirrors. Here's your sun visor, mirror, vanity light, lighting fixtures up above, follows through to the passenger seat. Open the hood in a moment. Well, I had to go back to my iPod Nano because the battery to my cam died because I didn't charge it up. So I'm going to try to record here as steady as I can with this iPod Nano. Door panel is hard to the touch, but it has a rubbery feel to it. You have this cloth here. It's very hard, so really this cloth doesn't make any cushioning at all. It's just cloth. You have your power windows, window lock, and door locks. Lots of cargo room here. You have your spare tire. You're not gypped. You have your subwoofer, jack storage. You would think it was a rear seat, but it really isn't. It's just a storage area, more like a trunk, just to hide things, so it's not too bad of an idea. And the traditional Honda power plant, a 1.5 liter 4-cylinder with the Honda IMA integrated motor assist system. That's their hybrid version. Well, like I mentioned, the camera that I was using, the HD camera, the battery died, so at least I still have my iPod Nano for backup, so excuse the diminished quality. So let's give this one a good rev. I have to really do a close-up. It's likely one of the sportiest sounding hybrids. But yeah, the seats are not half bad, in my opinion, for me. A bit low to the floor, but they're tolerable enough for long trips. I wouldn't mind driving this. If anything, I'd say this is probably the only hybrid and I probably wouldn't have mind driving. So yeah, I forgot to describe the instrument cluster. You can see you have your charge. It'll tell you when the battery's getting charged once you're driving it. When you're in drive, information, obviously your tach, instant readout of your average fuel mileage. So yeah, it's pretty much straightforward. Well, that's the Honda CRZ.